Hey folks, today we're going to make a fun little project I call the boom tube. The boom tube is a sound reactive LED display. It's composed of a cylinder with a regular mirror at one end and a one-way mirror at the other end. Lining the inside of the cylinder is an inexpensive layer of LEDs on a plastic sheet. The case itself is 3/4 plywood built up in sections to form a tube. Here's what we're going to need for the build. To start with, we need a set of these car music LEDs. These are designed to go in the back window of your vehicle and bounce along with whatever music you happen to be playing in the car. The kit is less than $15 right now on Amazon and consists of the LEDs on a clear sheet of plastic and a long wire that connects them to the box with the microphone. This is what senses the music and plays the LEDs. The long wire is also nice if you don't want your boom tube to sit right next to your speakers. The kit also includes an adapter for a cigarette lighter, which we're going to swap out for a standard 12-volt, 1.5 amp power supply. Links are below. The next thing we're going to need is some acrylic. A piece of mirror acrylic, a piece of 1/4 inch thick clear acrylic, and a piece of one-way mirror acrylic. The last piece is the one that's really kind of interesting. It's fun stuff. If there's no particular light source, it reflects like a simple mirror. However, if you place a bright light on one side of the sheet, the opposite side becomes see-through. In addition, the side with the bright light becomes highly reflective. This delightful bit of magic can bounce reflections back and forth inside our tube between the one-way mirror at the front and the regular mirror at the back. When the lights are off inside, we just get a standard mirror reflection from our front mirror. But when the lights are on, we get magic. The one-way mirror is actually kind of thin though, and it's very susceptible to fingerprints and difficult to clean. There's a plastic film on both sides. We want to wait until the last minute before we remove that. This will cut down on the fingerprints. We're also going to use the bigger 1/4 inch acrylic clear to fit over it and give it some more firmness, make it easier to clean when someone gets grabby. Our case itself is pretty simple. It's 3/4 plywood, which is cut into a series of rings to make our tube. A couple of the front and back rings have a set of feet on them that'll keep it from rolling around. There's also a hole at the back that allows you to plug in the electronics for the LEDs. The front and back ring will also have recesses built in that will hold our acrylic sheets. Finally, each ring has a series of 1/8 inch holes. We'll use dowels to keep things lined up with these holes. Our plywood cuts will be done in 2 passes. The first pass will cut our alignment holes and the hole at the back for the electronics. These are small openings and we'll need an 1/8 inch bit for those. Our other cuts for the recesses and the outer cuts will be handled by our 1/4 inch bit, so we can churn through things a bit quicker. For the acrylic, each one is just a simple circle. They're all the same size and can be cut with a good acrylic bit. You want like a single flute upcut, or you could cut them with a laser if you happen to have that. The standard mirror at the back will also have a recess for our electronics connector. Couple of notes about cutting acrylic. Most of the stuff comes with some kind of layer of either paper or plastic over it to kind of protect the finish of the acrylic. You'll definitely want to leave this on while you're doing your cuts and only take it off when you're really ready to assemble things. This is especially true of our one-way mirror. It's also kind of thin, so if you're going to try and use something like the painter's tape method, you want to be really careful that you're not pulling off the finish off the mirror itself. You may be better off using standard hold down methods instead. Once our cuts are finished, we can go ahead and start assembling our tube. To start with, go ahead and take the front and back rings and set those aside for the moment. This is the one with the pocket in the back and the space for the electronics, and the front one is the one that has the lip on it that's going to hold our other acrylic. We're going to do those last. Go ahead and assemble the other pieces using the 1/8 inch dowels to keep things aligned. Make sure to clean up any glue squeeze out and leave enough of the dowels hanging over to let us put our front and back pieces on later on. At this point, one thing to think about is if you want to paint the inside of the tube or finish the outside. You can leave it unfinished if you like, and the rings from the plywood will provide an interesting pattern when things light up. However, you can also paint the inside for different effects. If you choose to paint the outside or apply a finish, now's the time to do it, before things get assembled and you drip Danish oil on your acrylic. Don't ask me how I know this. Next, we want to attach our regular mirror to the back of the tube. This is the one with the opening for the electronics. Slide the piece temporarily onto the back of the tube with the guide pins and take the adhesive strips off the LEDs, forming the sheet into a cylinder that fits inside the tube. Line up the connector at the back of the LEDs with the hole in the back of the tube and make sure there's enough space left to attach the cable when you're finished. I would also recommend using a dab of hot glue or something similar on the connector just to keep it from being pushed back into the cylinder when you connect the wiring harness. Be careful not to get it into the pinholes for the connector or get anything on your mirror itself. Once you've got this set, take the opportunity to do two things. Clean the back of the mirror, making sure that you didn't leave any fingerprints or any hot glue on it, because once it's sealed up, it's there forever. The other thing to do is to go ahead and connect the electronics and make sure everything is working. Same thing applies. Once we seal this up, we can't get in to fix things. So go ahead and connect the electronics, tap on the box a couple of times just to make sure things are still working. If we're good to go, then we can do a final clean of all our front acrylic, remove the plastic film from both sides of the one-way mirror, and put that together with our front piece. I also dabbed a very small amount of hot glue on that just to keep the mirrors from sliding around inside of there. It's an extra precaution you may or may not wish to take. Once the full piece is assembled, you can cut the dowels off flush and use a little sandpaper or a hand plane to clean them up and make sure that they're flat against the surface. All of your finishing should be done by this point, so you really shouldn't need to do much sanding and messing with the piece itself. So, now that we're all assembled, it's time to drop a beat. You'll need to position the box of the microphone fairly close to your speaker and adjust the input volume until you're happy with it. You'll be able to tell because you'll get enough of a bounce between effects without having everything go completely off until the music is very, very, very quiet. It takes a bit of tinkering, but the results are very much worth it. I hope that this project inspires you to try some new things with LEDs and mirror acrylic. It's a really fun combination that can lead to all kinds of cool projects and possibilities. And that's really what we're all here for, right? So until next time, take chances, make some cool things, and have fun.